Let me begin by saying good morning on this last day of January in 2011. What a month it's been for me. My whole life is changing, and changing very rapidly. Yesterday was an exciting day for me, beginning with the pod and Reverend Siggy giving her message on 2011 that it's time to let our voices be heard. And it certainly is time to let our voices be heard. Then I went to the workshop as soon as the first meeting was over, and then I got a little bit of a respite for an hour or so, and then I headed off to a third meeting, and then I came home and started working with the videos from my speech or lecture the week before at the pod on 2011 Co-Creating a New World, which I ended up posting last night on YouTube and Facebook. I am so appreciative that I've been so blessed in the month of January. Not only did my web page get way more hits than ever before, this whole YouTube experience has just blossomed. I have replaced the pen with the camera. Not that I will never write again, I certainly will. But now what I put out is videotaped live or recorded live and sent out to the entire world. And what a world it is. What a start it is to the month of January. Beginning in Egypt. Beginning in Egypt, one of the cradles of civilization. Probably the cradle of modern civilization as we know it. And I'll go back into 2010 at Christmas time when the bombing took place of the Coptic Christian church by radical terrorists in Alexandria, Egypt. But then on New Year's, when they had their celebration, thousands, tens of thousands of Muslims surrounded and formed a human shield around the Coptic Christian churches to prevent terrorists from having a repeat performance of what had happened only a week earlier. And it was amazing. I think I've talked about that before. I know I've written about it before in some places that I've written. But in any case, then we have a whole month of protests in Egypt where the people are beginning to speak up. And last night, before I even worked on my own videos, I watched and posted on Facebook the video that somebody shot of the protests in Egypt. And they will not let their voices be silenced again. That's what Reverend Siggy was talking about yesterday. Let your voice be heard. This is our year to let your voice be heard, to stand up and say no to those that have tried to be our leaders, that have taken our power because we relinquished it. But now we're taking it back again. We say no to them. Your lies are no longer sufficient. We say no to the banks and no to the corporations and no to the politicians that play one side against another, and to the wealthy people that sit in ivory towers and think they have the right to rule the world because we didn't exercise our own rights, our own unalienable rights. We gave up, but now we're waking up. And this is such a beautiful thing. It's been such a beautiful month. It's been such a beautiful start to what I know is going to be an auspicious year for humanity. The world will change forever in 2011. I am absolutely convinced of it. I can see it in my heart. I don't have to see anything more than what I've already seen. This is all the evidence that I need. What I'm seeing take place in Tunisia and what I'm seeing take place in the United States where people are taking back the government. My God, this is an amazing, amazing thing that's happening. It just thrills me. It thrills me, and every cell in my body is vibrating with excitement. And I want you to let your cells vibrate with excitement. Recognize once and for all that this is going to be your year. This is going to be the year that you are able to allow, perhaps for the first time ever, the whole world to be inside of you. To identify the whole world as something that's happening in your soul and in your spirit and in your life as a human being. Take on, I'm encouraging you, take on the attitude that you are able to hold the whole world in your heart. Not just the people that are protesting and waking up, but the people who have been under the illusion that they run everything in the world, when in fact it's God's world. And they have been given just enough rope to hang themselves, so to speak, but let's not hang them. Because we hold the whole world in our heart. We hold the enemy too. And this is the time to love our enemies. They, the proverbial they, that have tried to rule the world from whatever position, from whatever rank they believe they have held, they must be terrified as they see the whole plan to create a dominated society come apart, as that dominated society, individually, one person at a time, awakens and reclaims their power, and recognizing that it's not Christians against Muslims, or Buddhists against something else, or Democrats against Republicans, or atheists against people of faith. It's a time when all humanity recognizes that we are one. That we are one people. That we are one world of many nations and many sovereign individuals. And that the only way the world is ever going to work is to love one another. Oh, what a concept. The ancient mystics have been telling us that in all of the religions. It's never been about fear, folks. It's never been about tyranny. It's about awakening to love, because love is what you and I are. And it's the only answer, as John Lennon said, or as the Beatles sang. It's about love. It's all about love. Love is the way. It's been the only way all along. And it's time to embrace that love within you and within your neighbor. That's what it all means. That's what it all means. So this is an exciting year. A year when people learn to draw boundaries and just say no. A year when people begin to embrace the possibilities and just say yes. Just say yes. No to the old, yes to the new. Out with the old, in with the new. This is our year. It feels really good. It's going to be a wonderful year. Feel that in your own heart. And have a blessed day today. Namaste.